Okay, fine.
पर भैया गौचरण कराना तो
So my SAP screen is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. So in the last class, we have already covered up to the creation of the general ledger account. Okay, GL account. So 3 numbers of GL we have already created. Let us go there and see. I will. Okay, fine. Actually, GL creation I have already done it through the easy access. So let us see it from the easy access. Financial accounting, general ledger account, master records, GL account, individual processing, and this is creation of GL account centrally. So where we have created the GL account, there itself we will see the GL account. Okay, so the same transaction code will be used for creation of the GL as well as to display the GL. Okay, there are actually two things: creation of GL under the chart of account, that is the first step, and in the second step that GL has to be extended to respective company codes. So I had already elaborately discussed how a GL account is created initially and how it is extended to different company codes. Okay, and also it may happens that normally there is a common GL account for many company codes. Okay, there is a common chart of account for many company codes. So what we have discussed yesterday, there is only one chart of account, but many company codes will use that chart of account. But some company codes use specific GL account. So in the second step, we extended those specific GL account which will be used in that company code. Let us take an example. Suppose I had given one example yesterday that there is a GL account called city compensatory allowance, high latitude allowance. High latitude allowance, suppose we have two company codes. One company code, it is there in say New Delhi, that is the headquarter, and the operation is also from Delhi. And another company code, it is purely in manufacturing business, and the factory or the operation is in Himachal Pradesh, HP. So Himachal Pradesh, what happened, or Uttarakhand, these are high latitude areas. So any employee which is working there, they are entitled to get a component in their salary which is high latitude allowance. But other company code like Max Pro Industries Limited, those employees are deputed in say other than those high latitude areas. So those kinds of component of salary doesn't arise. So that high latitude allowance GL is extended to the company code which is there in Uttarakhand or Himachal Pradesh. But the company code like Max Pro Industries Limited, there is no such kinds of salary component. So there is no such kinds of GL. So even if the chart of account is equal, chart of account is same for both the company codes, or we call it common chart of account, but some of the GLs are used in a specific company code and some of the GLs are used in other company code. So there is a choose of which GL is used in particular company code and which GL is used in other company code. So suppose we want to see the GL accounts at a chart of account level, then you will see all the GL accounts. But whenever you want to see the GL account which is used in the company code, then you will exclude, you will not find those GL accounts which are not extended to this company code, because that kind of salary component is absent. So that is the meaning of your creation of GL account in chart of account, and in the second step it is extended to company code. So if we want to see the GL account, we are going to GL account centrally, okay, or I can click on the drop down here, okay, there is a drop down button, okay, fine. So there is a drop down button here. In this drop down button, what happens, there are different tabs actually. So in this particular window you will see there are many tabs, okay. Where is the activated tab? Here in this screen the activated tab name is GL account description in chart of account. That means here you will find all the GL accounts under the chart of account, but there are also other tabs. What are the other tabs? These are the other tabs. GL account number in company code. If you select this one, then what happens, that chart of account vanishes. That chart of account option is not there. So what you will see only those GL accounts which are extended to these company codes only, okay. So there are many tabs. Even if you are using SAP and you are already habituated with this screen for the searching of the specific GL account by using the transaction code FS00 and going to the drop down here, but there are different tabs. You may not be having the clarity what is the use of these tabs. So these are the tabs. There is also a tab called GL account with delete or lock flag in the company code. Sometimes what happens, some GL accounts is logged for posting. Suppose a GL account is no more required in a company code or no more required in a specific company code. Those are banned, or those GL accounts are strictly prohibited for posting by the management of the organization or accounts department of the organization. So in those cases the GL account has to be blocked actually, okay. So once this GL account will be blocked, then this GL account will not accept the posting. So first of all, let us see what are the different stages of displaying the GL account in different tabs. What I have described here, company code is there, company code level you will see, and if I come to other tabs, there are different tabs here. If I click here also, I can see GL account in chart of account, GL description in chart of account, GL account with delete or lock flag in chart of account. That means it will show you only those GL accounts which are locked, okay. So GL account in the company code. So I am coming here, by default my company code, because last time I was working in the company code 7200, so it is appearing. If it is not appearing in your case, so you have to put your company code number. Then there is a maximum number of hit, 500. What does it mean? What is the meaning of this maximum number of hits? That means if there is maximum number of hits, by default it is 500, then you will see only 500 numbers of GL account. Actually in our practice or study, it is more than sufficient, because we will hardly create 20-30 GL accounts and our FI financial accounting will be over. But practically in an organization there will be more than 1000 or 1500 or 2000 general ledger accounts. So in these cases you have to erase this one 500. Otherwise what will happen? Otherwise the first 500 GL accounts will be shown to you, and other GL accounts, though it is there in the company code, but you cannot see it. Understand? So what is the meaning of maximum number of hits? Okay, so maximum number of hits 500, you have to always erase. Actually in my case it will not make any impact, because I have not crossed the limit of 500 GLs. Hardly 25-30 GLs will be there, or hardly 40 GLs will be there. Then my finance, within that my FI, SAP FI will be over. But practically when SAP is implemented in a company, you will find at least more than 1000 GL account. So when you will search, you have to erase the maximum number of hits. So I have also erased, no issues. Even if I don't erase, then also I can see, because only 3 numbers of GL account I have been created in my company code. So click on continue. Once I continue, then I see these are the GL accounts I have created: equity share capital, retained earnings account, bank account, basic salary. So these are the 4 numbers of GL account what I have created for your demonstration. Okay, so this is the okay. Suppose I want to change something in a GL account. This is the GL account, equity share capital, and in my company code 7200, but I want to make some changes. Again, I am saying that whenever we see the GL account at chart of account level, then we see only this one, type or description. But when we see the chart of account in the company code level, these 2 numbers of tab will be seen. But whenever we will see GL account centrally, then you will see both the cases. Suppose I want to see in the chart of account. See how many tabs are there? Actually 3 tabs are there, but this is the tab which is for the details of my chart of account. So I put enter here. Once I put enter, then group name is coming. It is a balance sheet type of group. Yes. Then the short text and long text is coming. Suppose I want to make some changes in the chart of account. So where I will change? There is an icon called change. So if I click on this icon, you see these are converted into see, previously it was gray. Now it will allow me to certain changes. Suppose I want to make some changes in the narration. Even if later on also, after using that chart of account, after posting the transaction also, I can change this description, that is equity share capital. Suppose in the long text I will make it as, say, suppose in the short text I am making it as, say, equity share capital, equity EQU dot share capital. Okay, or one way I can say like this, say I am making the changes equity share capital, but in the long text I am writing equity share capital account because it is a GL account, and I click on save. Once I click on save, what happens? Next time when I will see, whether I will see in the chart of account or whether I will see in the centrally, this one, click on enter, I will found the name is changed now, equity share capital, and this is the short name and this is the long name. How this happens? Because I clicked on the change button. Okay, so the long text is always shown here after you save. Initially when you will create, you will give the GL account and certain parameters which are required after text. Then once you save, then this long text will be copied here, not the short text. Long text will be copied. See, these are the very tidbit questions actually asked in the certification examination. See, certification examination is nothing, but it is the very minute level of objective type questions it is asked. Even if it can be also a objective type questions. Once you save the GL account, so whether short text will be displayed against the GL number or long text will be displayed. So it will be always for the long text. Suppose you want to log this GL account. So what you have to do? There is a icon called block. So once you click on the block, then that GL account will be blocked. So let us create a GL account and let us block it. What will happen? Before blocking, let us see it first. Suppose I want to see the GL account under this company code. I have already shown you there are different kinds of tabs. Here is the tab which will show you the lock or block indicator. So click here. Right? Now I click on the continue. So once I click on the continue, you see these checkboxes was not blocked. What is the checkboxes? Posting block, deletion flag. So these are the things which are for blocking and deleting of a GL. Deletion flag is for deleting of the GL account. But all the GL account now, these are live, nothing is blocked. Once it is blocked, then it cannot be posted, right? So if you want to block, then either you have to go to this place, block. Just I block this GL account. So once I block, it will ask me block in the chart of account or block in the company code. That means it is asking me whether I am blocking this GL account at the company code level or chart of account level. Suppose I block in all the places. So I am putting the block indicator here. Then I have to save. So this is the way in which you block a GL account. Suppose it is asking data has been changed. Should the data changes to be saved? Suppose I put no. Let us create a GL account, and after creation I will block it and again see it how it appears. And any block GL account you will be not allowed for posting. I will also show you how it happens. Let us create a GL account, and whenever we will post the transaction, we can see how these are blocked. So let us click on the with template. Just a minute. Suppose I am giving the GL account number 1,01,000. 1,00,000 is already created, so I am giving the next number 1,01,000. Click on the with template. I am copying from the 1,00,000, that is the share capital account. So company code is 7200. So click. Suppose I am putting the GL account as equity share demo. So why it is demo? Because I want to see whether this will be applied, the block indicator will be shown or not. Suppose I copy everything from my equity share capital. Only the text I have changed. Then I click on save. So don't care for this warning message, click on continue. Once I save, suppose I want to block this GL. So click on block. Suppose I block in everything. Block for creation, posting, planning, blocked for posting also. So click on save. Click on continue. Once I click on save, let us display the GL account, all the GL accounts. Now, where is my tab? There are different tabs. All the tabs will be shown here. I am in the alternative account number. Suppose I want to see the GL account in the company code. Definitely it will be shown. See, one is demo, another is share capital. But you do not know whether it is blocked or whether it is active. So how to see it? Extreme right side you have to click here, or one by one you will click on. One by one you will click on the tab. So if the particular screen is divided into two screens, then there is a button here to minimize the second one. Minimize the first one, 500. Suppose I want to go to the block. I came here, okay, then I click on the continue. So once I click on the continue, what happens? All the GL accounts are live except this one. So where is it is blocked? Posting block. These are the posting block at chart of account as well as the company code level. This GL account is blocked. Once this is blocked, it will not be allowed for the posting. So companies who have decided to block certain GL account for posting, they always do like this. Okay. So in your company, I am giving an example. Suppose you close a bank account. In that case, that bank account, if you have created a GL account specific to the bank account, then also a strict instruction is given to the support team, FI support team, financial support team, to close these GL accounts for posting, because knowingly or unknowingly people may choose the GL account for posting. So in this case, the consultant do what? The consultant comes to the creation FS00 screen here itself, okay, then put enter, then simply click on the block. Once it click on the block, it will never accept the posting. Okay. So some of you are already working in SAP, and you might face certain situations where you no more require those GL accounts. So in this case, you give a mail to the support person or the person who are there at consulting, but supporting the end users, power users. Then they will come here and simply they will click on block. That's it. So this is the way in which we create the GL account and we see how to block a GL account. Okay. So now we will go to and post our first journal entry. Okay. So for posting the journal entry, JV entry, we require some more customization. What customization is left out? See, in the Tally accounting package, whenever you pass any accounting entries, then a voucher is created and automatically a voucher number is assigned to that particular journal entry. In SAP, the voucher or the entry, particular entry is called document. Okay, only the name differs. So every journal entry or every accounting entry is saved with a number, right? Number is very important. So number system is how is the number system? Number may be automatically come, number may be given manually, but practically where the SAP is implemented, the numbers, document number or voucher number automatically came. That there will be no human interference, and that is the standard practice, or that is a logical approach. Otherwise, what happens? The user may omit certain numbers because he has to give the number from his own mind, and we have to create number range for the different document types. Okay, so what is document type? I have already told you that the thing which is called voucher types in Tally package, Tally accounting software, is called document type in SAP. So why it is called document types? Because in any organization, practically whenever you pass any journal entries, all the nature of entries are not equal. Some of the entries comes from the financial accounting, some of the entries comes from the accounts payable, some of the entries comes from the accounts receivable, some of the entries relate to fixed asset accounting. Again, entries in accounts payable or receivable, that may be having different approach. Suppose you are processing a vendor bill, so that is a document. If you want the vendor payment, that payment document is also another type of document. Like in Tally package, you know there is purchase voucher, sales voucher, bank voucher, cash voucher, journal voucher. So these are different types of vouchers. Same thing is called document types in SAP. So now we are in the chapter of GL accounting, and we are almost in the verge of completion of the basic settings, and we are in the verge of, after completion of the basic settings, definitely we are going to pass the journal entries. But before that, we have to set the number range. Okay, so for creation of the number range, there is a transaction code called OBA7. OBA7 is the document type and number ranges. That means we will see the document and we will create the range. Why range? Because every year, whenever you will start your accounting year, the document will be started from an initial number, then it will go on. So you should create a number range as per your requirement, and always whenever you create a number range, there should be a big gap so that it will be not adjusted within the middle of the year. So let us go to the OBA7 first. In OBA7, we see the document types actually. In Tally package also, whenever you purchase a Tally accounting software, there are different predefined voucher types. Okay, you can also create your own voucher type. Similarly, in SAP also, there are many document types, and these are the standard document types actually. That means this standard document type, there are 60 numbers of standard document types in SAP, and these standard document types are more than sufficient for passing all the accounting entries in FI. Normal case, no new document type is required. This 60 varieties is more than sufficient. However, you can also create your own document type for posting a transaction. Whenever you want to create own document type, you have to select and copy the document type and make the changes. Now we are in the beginning stage. So first of all, we will use the voucher type, or in SAP terminology that is called document type, that is SA. SA document type we are going to use. SA means GL account document. That means JV. So first of all, we are passing the GL account document, and the name of the name of this particular document is called SA. I have already told you that SAP always runs on a naming conventions, short name as well as a long name. SA is the short name and long name is GL account document. So you can select SA or you can double click on SA. Once you double click on SA, a screen will come. Here document type is written and number range, the node is 01. So what is the node? Node means the beginning. On the node means the root of the document number range. Okay. On the basis of that root, the range has to be decided. So root is 01. Then what account types are allowed? That means for the JV, which type of accounts we can pass a JV. By default, asset, customer, vendor, material, GL. JV can be passed in at any place. Asset, customer, vendor, material, GL account, everywhere you can pass a JV. But if your organization wants that you will pass JV only in GL accounting and not in asset, customer, vendor, material, then you can deselect this. Okay. So I am selecting all these things. And there is a negative posting permitted. So what is the meaning of negative posting permitted? I will discuss later on. So basically, these are the things which is to be kept in mind. Account types allowed and negative posting permitted, which is by default coming. But then there is a reverse document type. So what is the meaning of reverse document type? You know, in SAP, whenever you pass a document, you cannot delete that document. But you can have the facility to reverse that document. If there is any wrong committed in passing the document, you can reverse it. So whenever you reverse it, then it is created with another document type, so that the auditor can check. Suppose you are passing a document SA. There may be in accounting year there may be 10,000 or 20,000 SA documents. But suppose within this 20,000 only 200 documents are reversed due to different reasons. Normally reversal is made due to the fault of the user. And whenever, because once you pass a document, later on you can change the document. Only for three things you can change a document. That is narration you can change, narration or text you can change, and value date you can change, text you can change. So what is narration, value date and assignment. So what is the meaning of narration, assignment and value date? I will just discuss after whenever I will pass a document. Once I pass a document, I will want to change. While changing, I will show you where it can be changed. Only three things can be changed. Narration can be changed later on. Value date can be changed later on. What is value date I will also say, and what is assignment also I will say. Let us create the number range. Click on the number range here, right? So OBA 7 is the transaction code from where we can see the different document types, and there we will create the number range. Here put the company code 7200. There are three numbers of options: display interval, change interval and NR status. So what is the meaning of a display interval, what is the meaning of intervals, and what is the meaning of NR status? So what is interval? Let us first understand. I have already told you that I will create a range. From which number to which number? These are reserved for GL accounting documents. So number range, normally it is called interval, beginning and end. These are the intervals. So this is the place, there is a spectacle icon where I can display what is the range or what is the interval from number to 2 number, and here I can create the number range. And NR status means whenever you pass any accounting entries, what is the last document number, it will be shown from the NR status. So we are now creating the number range, so always click on change interval. Okay, so already number range is created. How to create a number range? Just click on insert line, give the node or root 01, and then year, then from number to 2 number. I have given 1 to 1000. Why? Because within 1000 my FI will be over, my GL accounting will be over. So I am giving a small number range. But practically in your organization, the number range is very big. And whenever you create a number range, there are two options: year dependent and year independent. So what is the meaning of year dependent and what is the meaning of year independent? See, this is this number range what I created for my GL account, it is year dependent. Why I am calling it year dependent? Because I have given the year 2022. That means when the financial year 2023 will come, again I have to create another 01 here, then 2023, and again from number 1 to 1000 or anything else, or I can create there also 2000 to 3000, no issues. So what is the difference? The difference is, see, this is called year dependent. That means every year you have to create the fresh number range having the same node or the same root as well as the year. But there is also another option. What is the another option? A number range can be created which is universal. Every year you don't have to create the number range. So in this case we call it year independent. That means next year or after that year you don't have to create a fresh number range. But so therefore I have to give here, I have to put here 9999. So what is the drawback and what is the benefit and what is the drawback here? The drawback is someday within the year 9999, whatever length will be your number range, it will be adjusted. Suppose I start a number range with 1 to 9999. What happens? Actually, suppose I put it as 1 to say 1119999. So it is a big range, isn't it? Huge numbers are there, but it may happen that up to the year 9999 this number range may be adjusted. But companies, they can give this kinds of number range. Either your company will be over or your number range will be over. But practically if we give 9999, then every year the maintenance activity will be reduced. What is maintenance activity? That means whenever the year will be started, the power users or the support persons of SAP, they create a fresh number range with the year here. Okay, 2023. So that is the difference between the year dependent and year independent. Okay, and this area is called external checkbox. So what is the external checkbox means? Suppose I selected the external checkbox, that means while posting the transaction, manually the user have to give the number range. Suppose I select this external checkbox. Whenever I will pass a financial accounting entry, I have to manually give the number. That is 1, 2, 3 or 500 or 600 or 137, 187, 920 or like that. But within the range 1 to 1000. Okay. So what happens in this case? The user may duplicate. Whenever you put a duplicate number range, it will not accept the number which is already given for a document. And if you forget, then you may forget the gap. some numbers may be omitted, you may be giving the next number. So for that purpose, whenever there is a manual number range or external checkbox is selected, the user has to frequently come to this screen and see the NR status. NR status means last document number it has to check. Then whenever it pass the next document, it has to give the next number, so that there will not be any gap. Okay, so that is the meaning of year independent and year dependent. But practically in SAP, no external number range is selected, because it is a purely advanced version of accounting software, ERP software, where we want to minimize the human interference, either for the transaction posting or for the purpose of external number assignment. So don't check the external number assignment, because that is not a standard practice. So save now. System is reset. Again I am opening the system. Okay, fine. So whenever this kinds of message will come, always select the first one. First one means you will log on and others will also log on. If you terminate the log on, then automatically the screen will be you will come back, the system will be closed. So you will select this first one and click on confirm. Okay, so now I am going to OBS 7 again. So year dependent and year independent, normally questions are asked in the certification examination. So your logic and analysis clarity must be there. Year dependent means every year it depends on the financial year. So every year you have to create the number range. Year independent means 9999. Actually, you know what is year independent. That means once you create a number range for a year, then it is forever. But what is the year? What year you have to give? It should be 9999. Okay, 4 numbers of 9, so that it will be called as year independent. Okay, I will go to the essay. This position button is just like Control F, search engine. So click on the document type essay, double click on essay. This is the node I have already told you. This is the root I have already told you. Then click on the number range information, put your company code, click on this change interval. If you want to have the display only, you can click on display interval. Once you click on the display interval, all the things are gray. That means it do not allow to make any changes. So it is the display interval, and this is the interval where you have to create. But we have already created, so no use of it. NR status I will show you later on. After passing the entry, I will show you. So number range is also there. Now let us pass a document. For passing the document, I am going to the end user screen, accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, document entry. See, FB50 is the very usual transaction code for passing the accounting entry. I will also make you understand what is FB50L and what is FB50. What is the difference? Click on FB50. Okay. So while clicking on FB50, the screen will appear here, right? So though the screen is appearing here, my company code is not showing here, right? So the last company code in which I have passed any document, it will automatically pop up. It will automatically show. So you have to switch the company code. You have to select your company code. So click on switch company code. Here you have to put your company code number 7200, right? So once I put 7200, then my company code is appearing here. This screen has two numbers of parts. Two parts actually. This screen is two parts. The first part is called the header area, and the second part is called the transaction area. Header area is applicable to all documents, and these are Excel sheet type things. So how many lines are actually, these are called line items. Okay, because sometimes you may have to pass the compound journal entry. So in the compound journal entry, you have to put so many GLs, more than one GLs, or more than 1 GLs for debit, more than 1 GLs for credit, or both. So in this case, the line will go on. Maximum 999 debit credit can be applied in a document. So it is more than sufficient. Whatever may be your compound journal entry, it cannot be 999, but SAP has given 999 numbers of line items for passing a document. So now, first of all, we will populate the header area. This header area is applicable to this particular document, right? Header area is having a basic data, and there is a details tab. Two tabs are there. So first of all, let us put the basic data. In the basic data, two things are there: document date and posting date. So what is the relevance of document date? What is the relevance of posting date? Let us understand. Suppose you are having I am giving you an example of your purchase invoice. In that screen also, you will have a document date and posting date. In every accounting screen, FI screen, there will be a document date and there is a posting date. What is the meaning of document date and what is the meaning of posting date? This posting date is by default coming as the system date. SAP system date or today's date, it is by default coming, right? But document date, you have to put it manually. So why you have to put it manually? And what is document date? Suppose you have a purchase invoice posting. You are purchasing something from a party at New Delhi. The party is giving you an invoice, tax invoice. That tax invoice is printed at New Delhi on say 30th October or 28th October. So the document date is 28th. That means the original invoice of the vendor is 28th, so document date is 28th. But posting date is today's date. So document date and posting date, it can be equal, or the document date can be a past date, because the legal document, because whenever you are passing any accounting entry, you are passing accounting entry basing on certain documents, basing on certain invoices or vouchers. So the invoice date is the date where you have to put in the document date. Okay, in SAP document you have to use that date as document date. Suppose I am having the document date as say 2nd November 2022, same date, and there is a reference field. These are the fields actually. In the reference field, you can put the say in case of accounts payable, you can put the invoice number, your vendor invoice number, or you can make it blank. This is not compulsory. This is header text. In the header text, you can have a short narration regarding this document. Short narration, but it is not so long. So some kind of short narration you can put here, that is called header text, and this is applicable to the entire document. You have to give it once. Then I am coming to the GL account, that means line item area. Click on the drop down. Again I am logging. Sorry. Okay, fine. So FB50 is the transaction code. Okay, so I am putting here same date and document date. Whenever you pass an entry, always see that you are in your company code, right? Then I am coming to the GL account. So I do not remember the GL account. What is the number of my GL account? GL account number I do not remember. So what I can do, I will click on the drop down. Once I click on the drop down, different tabs are here. I am already by default in the GL account with delete or lock flag, but I don't desire this. My target is GL account number in company code. So in this company code, what is the GL account number? If your company code having more than 500 GLs always don't forget to erase the maximum number of hits. Click on continue. Then I select bank account, right? Then here you have two options, debit or credit. I select debit. Then amount, I am giving amount 1 lakh, right? Then I am coming to the next. In the next there is a text and value date is also there. I will say you what is value date, but let us come to the text. Text means narration. Suppose I do not put the narration and put enter. So what happens? It will give you a error message. What is the error message? An entry is required in item text field for account 2 lakhs. What does it mean? It says you that text is a required entry, okay, but I have never put the text here. So how do we know text is required? Let us just remind, let us just recall. There is a concept called field status variant, field status groups and fields. I am opening off again the same thing. I am opening up the customizing screen. There we decide which fields are compulsory or required, which fields are suppressed and which fields are optional. These are the fields actually. In SAP these are called the fields. In this field we have to populate the data. Here the narration is mandatory. So how it is mandatory? Where we put it mandatory in the customization? Let us see. Click on the customizing area. Now I am going to the financial accounting new. Always go to the financial accounting new. Then I will go to the financial accounting global settings. Then I will go to the ledgers. I will come to the field. Okay, here is field status variant. This is our field status variant 7200. So I select this field status variant and click on the field status groups button. Here G001 is my target. I am using this field status group for my purpose. So double click on G001. There will be so many things here. Click on the general data. Okay, you can go to the next tab like this, but we are on the first only. What we have done here the text is required. There are three options: suppress, required, optional, but here the text is required. So once the text is required, then whenever my end users use, they have to mandatorily put the narration or text. But why in GL account this line item narration is required? Because whenever I created the GL account, see, in G001 field status group, narration is mandatory. Suppose I have created the GL account in FS00, let us see. /n FS00. /n means, sorry, /n FS00. That means if you will be any screen, if you put \n, then you will come to the easy access. But if you will directly go to another screen, then \n followed by the particular transaction code. So I am coming here directly. So my point is G00, my GL account number is 2 lakhs. Whenever I am passing this, just click on the enter. Then click on the create /bank /interest tab. What is the field status group I have used? G001. And here in the G001, what I did, G001, I have made the text or narration mandatory or required. So that's why whenever I am passing any entry, the narration is asking. Unless and until I will put the narration, the system will not allow me to save the transactions. Okay, here is the field. Then define field status variant. This is 7200. Click on the field status. Here is the G001. Click here, and here the text is required. Fine. And other things are suppressed. Okay. And one thing, assignment number, is optional. So as the text is required, that's why the thing is so and it is also assigned in the GL account creation screen. So that's why it is asking me the narration. Suppose I am giving the narration being share capital issued. I am giving that narration and click on enter. Once you click on enter, then it is giving me the permission to move forward. So I am coming to the second line item. Second line item, let us go to the GL account, share capital account, this one. Okay, equity share capital I have to use. But suppose I want to use this one. Suppose I put this one, okay, and put enter. So what happened? It will say account 1,01,001 7,200 is blocked for posting. That means this particular GL account is not allowed for the posting. Why it is not allowed? Because it is blocked. Why it is blocked? Because management has given me the instruction to block it. Let us go to the block indicator. Click on execute. See which GL account is blocked. This GL account is blocked. So once a GL account is blocked, you cannot post anything. But what is our GL which we want to post? 1 lakh. Then we have to put credit, and amount is star. Star means automatically debit 1 lakh will be copied to credit. Here the amount is showing 1 lakh debit, credit is 0. That's why this is showing in red, because debit credit is not equal. So whenever your debit will be equal to the credit, then only it will be converted into green. Otherwise it will be red and it will not allow you to post, because the document is imbalanced. It is not balanced. In accounting, debit is always equal to credit for any document. So that's why I am coming here to the narration. Narration I am giving it as plus. Plus means I don't want to type the same debit narration. If I put plus, then automatically it will be copied from the debit. Amount will be copied by star, narration will be copied by plus. Then click on enter. Once I click on enter, this red becomes green. What does it mean? That means the debit is equal to credit, right? Then I want to save. Once I want to, yes,
sir, it cannot be unblocked. Share capital account.
yes, it can be unblocked, no issues. It can be unblocked. Suppose there is a requirement, we can also unblock it, no issues. I will unblock and also show you. Once it is blocked means that doesn't mean that it is always not usable. Later on, if your management decide no, it has to be used again. Suppose for a limited number of period that particular GL will be blocked. Then after that also, if you decide that let us use that, then also you can unblock it. So now this is showing as green. Once it is showing as green, then our document is okay. And while posting the document, before posting a document, last time we have to see how the document will looks like. So for that purpose, there is an icon called simulate document button. Click on simulate. Once you click on the simulate, whatever the data is there in the entry screen, that will be shown here. There are two parts. One is header area, another is transaction area. At the time of posting also, header area was there, and line item there, transaction area was also there. Okay. So header area, whatever information you have populated, like document date, posting date, company code, fiscal year, period is automatically coming. How period is coming? Because system know that this is the month of November. So month of November means it is the 8th period. How it derives? Because you have given the posting date. So from the posting date, the period is derived, but it is not derived from the document date. Suppose that the Delhi party has given the has prepared the tax invoice on 28th October. Suppose I come back. So what will be the period? The period will be okay. It is already there. We will just come back after one document. I will show you this document. I will show you. So that period will be derived from the posting date, not from the document date, right? Because posting date is your date, and from there the period is derived by the system. Then come to the transaction area. In the transaction area, you will see all the line items. This is a simple journal entry, so we are looking only one debit and one credit. But where is the debit and credit? Instead of debit and credit, there are two things here. From that, we have to understand which is debit and which is credit. That is posting key. So what is posting key? Posting key is something. Posting key is a SAP identifier of debit and credit. It is a identifier of which is debit and which is credit. So posting key 40 is debit and posting key 50 is credit. But 40 and 50 cannot be used universally for all the submodules like GL accounting, accounts payable, accounts receivable, asset accounting. Any kind of transaction 40, 50 will not be used. There are different posting keys for different submodules and different transactions. For example, in GL accounting chapter, you will face or you will have to use the posting key 40 or 50. 40 means debit, 50 means credit. Then GL account number is also coming, GL description is coming, and amount is also coming. The credit amount, if you want to identify the credit amount, there must be a minus sign after the amount, and the debit amount means there is no sign at all. Okay, so there also from the amount itself you can also derive which account is debit and which account is credit. Then you can save the document or post the document. Once you post, one error will come. You will also face one error. So what is that error? I will tell. You have to bypass that error, you have to suppress that error, but there is a big concept. For that also I will discuss and implement that concept. Then such kinds of error will not come. Suppose I click on post. Once I click on post, this type of error will come. What is the error? There is no item category assigned to account 2,72,000. See, you cannot understand this error. I am just telling you something. Then this is actually related to a concept in SAP called document splitting. Okay, just put it in your mind. There is a concept in GL accounting that is called document splitting. Document will be splitted. So what is document splitting? What are the importance of document splitting? Why that concept is implemented? I will also implement that concept in your Max Pro Limited, because it is bare necessity for any kind of SAP FI implementations. So what is the usefulness of document splitting? Everything you will tidbit understand. But now I cannot do that. If I will concentrate on those things, then your initial focus will be diverted. You are just in the initial stage of how to pass a transaction, how to see a document, how to see a ledger, how to change a document, how to reverse a document. So you are in the very primary stage now. So now it is not advisable to discuss again a lengthy concept like document splitting. Maybe after two classes or three classes, we will land to that concept, and there we will do some customizations. After that, document splitting will be applicable. Once the document splitting will be applicable, then after that customization, document splitting concept will be ready for your company code, and no such error will come. So what we will do, how to bypass that error? The basic thing is, now I will suppress the document splitting concept. In SAP ECC 6, by default, whenever you create a company code and basic customizations, then document splitting is by default activated. But now I will suppress the document splitting concept and learn. After 2-3 classes, I will do the basic customization of document splitting and I will activate the document splitting concept. Till now, let us suppress the document splitting. So for suppressing the document splitting, let us go to the customization area. Okay, so here you have to go to the customization, general ledger accounting, business transaction, document splitting is here under the business transactions. Select the root, select the node, then here activate document splitting. Click on the execute button, right? Now there are two things here: activate document splitting, deactivation of company code. See, document splitting, once it is activated to all company codes under this client, that means under client 800. However, it can be deactivated for specific company code which you want. So let us click on deactivation of from the company code. Now all the company codes, 208 numbers of company code in the client, it is already appearing here. So my company code is also in the list 7200. So in the 7200, Max Pro Limited, automatically document splitting is active. Here I have to select the inactive button and click on save. Once I click on save, document splitting is deactivated. Once the document splitting is deactivated in my company code, then I can pass this transaction. So let us simulate and click on post. Actually this is not synchronized. Whatever customization I have done, this is not synchronized. Then come back and again post FB50. So now it will be it is already synchronized and it will accept. So GL account 2 lakhs, bank account, debit, equity share capital. Then I will go to the text or narration, being share capital issued. Then this is 1 lakh, that is your share capital account. This is credit, amount is star. Star means debit will be equal to the credit. Then text or narration will be plus and enter. Here again go to the simulate and click on save. So once I click on save, what is the name of this document? What is the number of this document? This is the first document or document number 1. So after passing this document, let us go to again OBA7. There I will show you /n OBA7. Why /n? If you go to that particular screen, directly from this screen, you have to put \n and that transaction code. But if you put only \n, then you come to the easy access, and from the easy access, if you go to that screen, then only OBA7, no \n. Okay, \n means from any screen you can directly go to the particular screen, or if you come to the easy access from any screen, then you will put only \n. Or if you combinedly do it, \n OBA7, what does it happen? Automatically the system will come to the easy access and go to the particular screen within a fraction of second. Okay, so \n and OBA7 can be directly from that screen to the OBA7 screen. Click on OBA7. So this is the document type essay. So if I click on the document type essay, click on the number range, and I have to select my company code. I told you that there are 3 options: display, interval, NR status. Suppose I click on the NR status, then what I see? I see last number range is 1. Last number range means last number used in 1 is 1. Last document number is 1. So this is the latest document 1 which is passed now. If I pass the second document, then it will be shown here as 2. Okay, so here itself it will tell what is the last document number. Okay, so come back. Now we could able to pass our first document. After passing the document, then the next is we have to see the document again. So for display of the document, we can go to the document display FB03. Once you put FB03, the last document number will automatically appear and company code will also appear. Put the fiscal year 2022, put enter. Once you put enter, you can also see the document. Okay, and this is the document number 1. Okay, and this is the this is called data entry view. That means whenever you enter the document, this was the view, and that is also called general ledger view. Once you click on the general ledger view, actually what is GL view and what is document view I will explain in details later on, because there is a ledger concept. We have already completed a ledger concept, leading ledger, non-leading ledger. So once you click on the GL view, additional things will be shown here, in which ledger it is shown. So it is there in the leading ledger. Okay, then click on display currency. I have already implemented the group currency in your customization. What is the meaning of group currency? I have already told you in initial stage that the client currency will be treated as the group currency. There is a parallel accounting. What is the meaning of parallel accounting? This particular document will be recorded in INR as well as the group currency. Why group currency? Suppose the headquarter or the holding company of this particular subsidiary is situated in, say, UK. So how financial statement will be consolidated there? Unless and until this all the transactions one by one, it is, if it is not parallelly recorded in euro, then how consolidation will be possible? So each and every day, whenever you pass any document in INR, then the document will be automatically recorded in euro, taking the exchange rate of that date. Suppose today is 2nd November, the amount is 1 lakh INR here. Automatically it will be converted into euro from the exchange rate table. Actually exchange rate table, how it is updated? Every day it has to be updated, you know, because every day there is a currency fluctuations. So once you update the table every day, then throughout the that day, whatever transaction will be passed, that will be parallelly recorded, taking that rate from the table and record it in INR as well as euro. So click on display euro and select group currency. See, there are 3 things: document currency, local currency, group currency. Here the document currency is INR, this particular document. Local currency is also INR. Why? What is local currency? Local currency means my company code currency. My company code Max Pro Limited is in India and the currency is INR. Whenever we created the company code, we had given the currency INR. So that is called your local currency. But in addition to this, I want to see the group currency. So I select the group, click on the continue. So what is the euro here? 1843.32. One thing, this dot, don't mislead this dot, because this is the style of writing here. 1843 euro, 1843.32 euros. Okay, so this is the conversion of 1 lakh into euros, taking the rate, exchange rate. There is a chapter regarding exchange rate mechanism, how it is configured, how it affects the day-to-day transaction. There itself I will elaborately discussed. I will not go there now. Only I show you that this accounting entry is recorded parallelly in your document currency or company code currency. One part, that is INR, as well as the client currency or group level currency for the group level consolidation, because each and every transaction will be consolidated at the group level as well as the company code level, because your company code, say it is a subsidiary company of a multinational and the headquarter of that multinational is situated in UK. Okay, so therefore this is called parallel reporting or parallel recording, right? Suppose this by default document number, last document number is coming. Suppose you want to see in details, then you can just obviate or you can erase this document number, click on the document list. So here you have to put the fiscal year 2022. and suppose you don't know what is the document type, but all the document of the company code 7200 and passed in the year 2022 you want to see, just click on the continue. Once continue, there will be a yellow message, click on enter. Once you click on enter, you can also see the document number here. If you click on this document, then you can also see this document, right? So this is the way in which we can see the document. Then let us go to another area, change. I have already told you that a document can be also changed, there can be modified in a document, but modification is a very limited extent. The major items or the major parameters, the major areas in a document like general ledger account number, amount, this cannot be modified at all. So modification is to a limited extent. Let us try to modify this document 12022 and enter. So there are two line items where we can modify everything is gray. So first of all we will come to the line number 1. This is called the line item, first line item, second line item. So it is written 1 2. Double click on the first line item. So what you see in this screen, everything is gray. Gray means the system will not listen anything. Only 3 fields are white. White means these 3 things you can make any changes, right? One is value date, another is assignment, another is text. So what is value date? Let us understand. Suppose your company has deposited some checks today. So the check will be actually cleared in after 2 or 3 days, the check will be clear. So whenever you deposit the check, the default value date is today's date. I will also make certain customization through which the posting date will be the value date. But later on, when the check will be cleared after 3 days, suppose on the 5th, then again in the screen we have to change the value date to 5. So value date is something which is depending on the actual date when the amount is credited or debited in our bank account. So these has to be modified in everywhere, whether in Tally package or SAP or everywhere. So therefore SAP has given it under the change mode. That means it can be changed. So this is assignment. What is the meaning of assignment? See, this is the American way of writing the date and year. This is 2nd November 2022. From where this came? Actually, assignment is dependent on your short key. These are the certification questions actually. What is short key? Let us understand. Let us go to the GL creation screen. So there I will show you the short /n FS00. Okay, this is my 2 lakhs. Just click on enter. Then come to the control data tab. In the control data tab, what is the short key I have given? Posting date is the short key. That means whenever the transactions will be passed, it will be sorted as per the posting date. So as per the short key, this assignment number is automatically created. This is the posting date actually. So in the assignment field, that means short key decides what will be the assignment field. Again I am telling, the short key in the GL master, control data of the GL master, this is under the control data tab of the GL master, decides what will be the assignment field in a document. Okay, so we have selected the short key 001 in this GL account. What are the other short keys? Posting date, document number, fiscal year, document date, cost center, purchase order number, plant, vendor, purchase order. These are the different sorting criteria actually. In this way, if you select the short key, it will be accordingly your assignment number will be auto generated. So as I have selected the posting date in the GL account 2 lakhs, so my assignment is automatically created as posting date because I have selected the short key as posting date. and this is the narration. So I can change these three fields. Suppose I make the changes, say being share capital issued for the first time. Then this is the first line item, but I have to change it in the second line item also. There are two line items. So click on display next item. Here I will also put the narration issued for the first time. Okay. Then we can have call-up document overview. That means there is a this is called mountain and sun icon. Mountain and sun icon is acts like simulate. You can display the document by click on call-up document overview. That means we are calling off the document to overview. That means to see. So click on the call-up document overview, then we see it. So just put the cursor to the extreme right side. So my narration is already here. If I double click here, I will see this narration, right? So whenever I see this particular document, I can have some flexibility also. There are different layouts actually. I will make you understand what is layout, how to add certain fields or delete certain. See, there are what are the fields it is showing: cost center, order, profit center, segment, billing document number, serial number, like that. So narration also we can select. I can have change the layout. So on the basis of which you can see the narration in the line item also. One class I will discuss all these things. So basic focus is to see how the document is passed. See, there is a display document header, right? So if I click on the display document header, it will give me some more information regarding this document. So what is more information? The most important information is the username who has passed this document. So this is the username who has passed this document. And what is the date of entry? It is also recorded in the SAP memory. What is the transaction code used? This is also recorded. What is the entry time? This is 8:39 is the entry time. Okay. So these are the parameters of the document which is recorded. And there is a table reference, BKPF. Actually, I will show you the table where the data is saved. So there I will show you. So where the document is saved, all the accounting document, it is saved in the table BKPF. What is table? I have already told you that in SAP, whether you do the customization, whether you do the transaction, whether you create the master data, whether you do the customization or create the transaction, it is saved in tables. Tables are nothing but this is the database table, database management system. So SAP has more than 10,000 tables. So FICO module, that there may be around 1,000, less than 1,000 tables are there. In those tables, data will be saved. GL entries will be saved in a table. Accounts payable, invoice processing, that will be saved in a table. Different tables are there for different requirements or different topics. So it is saved in the table BKPF accounting document. I will show you tables and everything in a different session. So click on continue. Okay. So header gives us the information regarding, most importantly, who has passed this document and what is the time of passing. So all the documents in SAP, those are saved with the user credentials or user identifications, I can say. User identification means which user has passed the document. Okay. So this user cannot later on deny that I have not passed the document. No, that cannot be, because your user ID is showing, as well as to entering you have to put your, you have already put your password, and password is also known to you, not others. So this is the thing through which we can fix the responsibility. If some error has been committed we can fix the responsibility also, right? So this is the way in which we display or change the document. Let us see the change part. See, I have changed it. So that's why it is showing being share capital issued for the first time, because I have changed it. So let us save. Okay, changes has been saved now. So come back. So this is the way in which we can display document and we can display change. Now we will see the ledgers. See, document, we have see the document. Now we can go to the ledger account. So come to the account, click on the node, then click on FBL 3N. So here you have to put the GL account number as well as the company code. Suppose this GL account you want to see. So you have to put the GL account number here, 2 lakh, that is the bank account. And there are 3 tabs here. Let us select all items. I will in the subsequent chapter I will show you what are the uses of this, but till now let us use all items and click on the continue. So here we can just a minute, we are seeing the line item. Actually I have to see the ledger. So for ledger you have to go to the FS10N. So once you click on the FS10N, you put 2 lakhs and click on execute. Fine. So now we are in display ledger. But this ledger depiction is completely different than what we have read in the books. In the books, normally a ledger is a T-SAP having 2 sides, debit side and credit side. Of course, balance carry forward will be there from one period to another. But the same thing what we have seen in the T-SAP, this is also there. This is also here the same thing. What is the same thing? Top of the ledger you will be having the GL account name. So this is already here, 2 lakhs, bank account, company code name is also here. The financial year is also showing. Then there are 5 columns here. What are the 5 columns? First one is period, then debit, then credit, then balance, then cumulative balance. So what is this first one, period? I have already told you that SAP runs on a period concept. So what is the posting period? What is the posting period we are using? What is the fiscal year we are using? We are using a fiscal year B3. B3 has 12 numbers of posting period and 6 numbers of special period. Within these special periods, we do the adjusting entry, rectification entry as per the suggestion of our auditors. So this 12 periods means 12 months. So the first one is balance carry forward. What is the meaning of balance carry forward? If the particular ledger balance is continuing from the previous year, then opening balance will be shown here. Bank account opening balance will be shown here, because it is a new business, new customization, so there is no balance carry forward. But the transaction is passed in the period 8th. So what is the period 8th? This is 8th period. 8th period means in the month of November. So November means 8th period. Then debit. Whenever share capital is issued, which account is debited? Bank account is debited. So therefore it is showing as debit. Credit is nothing. So balance is what? Same 1 lakh. Cumulative balance is also 1 lakh. What is the meaning of cumulative balance? Cumulative balance means the previous balance, previous month's balance will be added with the current month's balance, and sum total will be in the cumulative balance column. So as the previous balance is nothing, so cumulative balance is also 1 lakh, right? So this is the way we see the account. If we click on this debit, we can see the line items also. What is the line item? I have already told you. In this particular document number 1, there are 2 line items. One is debit line item, another is credit line item. Here the debit line items is shown to you because this is debit, bank account is debited. So posting key 40 is also used. Document type SA is also used. Amount is here. This amount is shown as local currency as well as group currency. Group currency is euro. So this is the layout. Two numbers of currencies are showing here, and text or narration is also showing here, right? So there are change layout button. Layout means how the things are showing here. There are some unnecessary things which are there in the layout. We can remove this. What are the unnecessary things? Because no data is there, but the things are populating. That is amount in local currency 3, clearing document, profit center, segment. Profit center and segment we have not read so far. So if I don't want to see, if I click on the layout, there are two parts. One is active layout, another is your hide layout. These are the hidden fields. These are the active fields. So what are the active field? Assignment, document number, business area, document type, document date, posting key. So these are the active fields. Actually these are the active fields what it is showing. Suppose out of these active fields, some of the things we don't require now, right? Like local currency, let us see, have local currency 3, third currency is not there, tax code is not there, profit center we have not created till now, segment we have not created. So suppose these fields we don't require. So I select these fields from the active and I will put the hidden area. I am clicking here. So automatically these things are these particular fields are vanished. Once this is vanished, click on copy. Once I click on copy, what happened? Those unnecessary fields are vanished here. Because I have not also put any business area, that also I can erase. Suppose we want to add certain fields which is already there, but we want to add. For example, company code we want to add. Okay, then I select from the hidden field, click on back button. So company code is there, click on copy. So once I click on copy, on the last column the company code is appearing here. But suppose we want to get it to the first column. So what we have to do? Again I have to come here, right? So once I come here, again I put here, I forcefully transfer this to the hidden field. Now I have to search the company code. So let us search where it is, or you can have a binocular button, that is your company code. I am directly coming here, select this one, click on this back button. Once I click on this, sorry, again I am just putting here, again I am just removing, and I want to put in the first or near to that. I am selecting this first one, not first one, this is not the first one, this is the first one, cleared or open item, right? Again I select this one. Once I clear on the first line, that means I am giving the instruction that company code will come exactly closing with this first one. So I can have select the company code, click here. So company code is coming above the second line item, second field. So click on copy. So what happened here? The company code is coming, right? So the company code is coming here at first. So this is the way in which temporarily we can change the layout. But if we get out, then same layout also comes. So how to create a layout for yourself forever, I will also show that. Okay. So this is the way in which we can display the ledger balances, right? So in the next class I will discuss other things also which will be applicable for my end user activity. So till now I am closing the session. Tomorrow again we will join at 8:30. Good night to all of you. Good night.